let's look at writing formulae for two-step patterns. So we're now going to find the formula for these sequences. So sometimes we need to add and subtract a number each time after we multiply the sequence by going up. So to find this formula, what we're going to do is we're going to take the rule and we're going to times it by the term number, and then we add on the zero term. So let's take a look at that. So the first example, find the fifth term and a formula to find any term of the following sequences. So we basically want to find the formula and the fifth term. So let's find the fifth term here. We're going to look at this and we're going to think, okay, what are we going up in? Well, each time we are adding 5. So my rule for this sequence is add 5. So if I have 22 and I want to add 5, my fifth term is 27. So we've done that before. Now, I want to find the formula. So what I need to do is I'm already halfway there. I found my rule. I'm going to take my rule and times it by t, because I want a generic formula. So let's start again. I want to find my sequence. So to find another number in my sequence, I want to take s. So I'm going to say s, so the bottom number equals, the bottom letter here. So to get the sequence, we're going to take our rule and multiply it by our term number. So we're going to take 5 and multiply it by t. So 5t. And then we need to add on our zero term. So to get that, we really are trying to add on, well, there's my first number. What would be before my first term? What would be if it existed before my first term? So to get that, you're going to have to go backwards. So instead of adding 5, we're going to have to take away 5 to go backwards. So if my zero term existed, it would be 7 minus 5, which is 2. So my formula, I just add on that zero term, is going to be s equals 5t plus 2, because it's a positive 2. Now let's do a little check of this formula to see if it works. So let's do a check. So if I take s, and let's say I want to find my second term. So s equals 5 times 2, and then add 2. Add 2. So I replace t with 2, my term number. When I do that, 5 times 2 is 10, add 2, and I get 12, which is my sequence number. So it works. Let's try another one, just in our heads. So let's go 5 times 4. 5 times my term number, because remember there's an invisible time sign between those. So 5 times 4 gives me 20, add 2, I get 22. So this would work. Let's try another example and try and find the fifth term and the formula. So first thing we need to do is find the rule. So let's look at, we're increasing, and what are we going up in? Well, we're adding 4 each time. So we're adding 4 each time. So if I have 14 to get my next term, if I was adding 4, 14 plus 4 is going to give me 18. Now, that's my fifth term. Let's find the sequence. So what we need to do is to get my sequence, so the formula for my sequence, or the S stands for finding the like a number, any number in your sequence. I'm going to take my rule. So let me write it out again. Rule times term number and plus the zero term. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So my rule is 4. So we're going to take 4 and times it by t. So 4t. And we have to add that zero term. So we got to think, all right, if there was a number before the first term in the sequence, what would it be? So to get that, we're going to go back. So instead of adding 4, we're going to subtract 4. And we're going to think, right, 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So my zero term is negative 2. So I'm going to write minus 2 on the end. and that's my formula. To get my sequence, it's equal to 4t minus 2. Let's do a quick check. So let's work out the fifth term here. So if we do 4 times my term number 5, so 4 times 5 is 20, and then we take 20 and minus 2, so 4 times 5 is 20 minus 2, that gives me 18, which is my term number. Which is my sequence, my sequence. Let's try the second one. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 2 is 6. That gives me my sequence. So this is the formula for my sequence. Pause the video and give example 3 a try. Press play when you're ready for the answers. Here's the answer. So this, oh look, I made a mistake because it's not S and T anymore. It's actually A and B. So if we did it with S and T, it'd be sequence equals 3t plus 4. But there's something else I need to do. So you notice this says A and B. So I'm trying to get B. So this is actually, the answer is going to be B equals 3A plus 4. So that is my final answer. So we can do a check. 3 times A, which is 1, is 3. Add 4, you get 7. You get B. That's how you find B. And the fifth term of the sequence was 19. Now we can use this method to find formulae for pictures or patterns with pictures as well, and we'll look at that in the next video.